and call the plays. Oregon coach Mario Cristobal is getting a new 6-year, $27 million contract. He is 24-9 in his time with the Ducks, and Friday goes for his second straight Pac-12 title. It's against number 13 USC. In the NHL, the Chicago Blackhawks, they are not changing their nickname. Team CEO Danny Wirtz said he respects the Cleveland baseball team's decision to do so, but he is committed to upholding their namesake, the Illinois Native American leader, Blackhawk. And goalie Henrik Lundqvist says the next chapter of his career is now on hold because of a heart condition. The 38-year-old will not play for the Capitals this season. It would have been his first in Washington after 15 banner seasons with the New York Rangers, so we wish him luck. Henrik Lundqvist as he tries to stay healthy. On that note, wow, we are less than right about a month away. I mean, it's time. It's time for the start of the NHL season, mid-January 2021. By the way, Kevin and Sage with you for 2 hours here on SportsCenter.
And today it's week 15 in the NFL, and it's fitting the Raiders play in Vegas right now. Each weekend has been a roll of the dice on the outcome, and they're trying to keep their playoff hopes alive tonight against the Chargers, and they'll do it with Rod Marinelli as the new defensive coordinator, the team firing Paul Guenther just 5 days ago after losing to the Colts. And tonight against those Chargers, the Raiders will also be without a number of key starters. That's been a big storyline, including four from the defensive unit that already ranks among the worst in the league. Rookie wide receiver Henry Ruggs also out on the reserved COVID-19 list. And then there's Derek Carr. Perfect 4-0 in Thursday home games, all coming in division play. Carr threw for 218 and a touchdown against the Chargers last year on Thursday Night Football. But the month of December hasn't treated him well, as Carr has lost 17 starts in the final month of the year since 2014, most during that span. This will be his 30th career start in December. So which team will really show up for Vegas? Well, they're the epitome of the roller coaster of inconsistency. They went to Kansas City and they stunned the Chiefs before losing badly to Tom Brady and the Bucs the following week. The Raiders dominated the Browns in Cleveland the following week. Later on in Week 12, they were pummeled in Atlanta, and of course, who can forget that game against the Jets where they needed a breakdown on a defensive play and a Hail Mary just to beat winless New York. For more on tonight's game, our quarterback Dan Orlovsky joining us now on SportsCenter. Dan, so this team has lost 3 of 4. What does Carr need to do to keep their playoff hopes alive tonight?
Have his best game of the season. You know, this defense for the Raiders has given up 30 points or more 9 times this season. And we know they're playing without some starters tonight. So Derek Carr's got to have the mindset, okay, I got to do my best to score 40 points. Like, that's our best chance to win tonight, because he's going against Justin Herbert, and that's the opportunity for them to be explosive. So Darren Waller, I expect him to be a huge matchup problem tonight. He's going to have to push the ball downfield vertically, but then also down in the red zone, they got to score touchdowns. They cannot get threes. You got to have the mindset of maybe being ultra aggressive and being in 4-down territory once they get down there. So Derek Carr's going to have to be really good with the football, obviously, but putting Waller by himself and mandating that the Chargers commit 2 people over there, and if they don't, work that one-on-one matchup as much as you can. And if they put 2 safeties over there, then Aguilar's got to work the middle of the field a ton, but he's going to have a big night. All
right, long drives as well. Keep that defense off the field. Yes. Dan's going to be back later to weigh in on the MVP conversation.
All right, guys, Sunday afternoon in New Orleans, 2 of the best teams in each conference will face off as the 12-1 Chiefs visit the 10-3 New Orleans Saints. You see that question mark, though. What about Drew Brees? We know Patrick Mahomes is going, but about a month after suffering 11 cracked ribs and a punctured lung, the almost 42-year-old Brees is hoping to return for this game, but it's definitely a wait-and-see situation. Head coach Sean Payton, he discussed today what they need to see before they give Drew Brees the green light to come back.
It's pretty simple. It's just functionality, strength, throwing, without soreness, there's a process. And, last week with the trainers, he had 1 throwing day. Then yesterday, the same way. And it's really asymptomatic, feeling good, strong, and like you can function and be an asset and play well.
Look at the numbers, because the Saints offense has taken a step back under the direction of Taysom Hill. Since he took over for Brees in Week 11, the offense is averaging nearly 6 fewer points per game and nearly 65 fewer passing yards per game, too. And again, not a huge surprise considering Taysom Hill is replacing a future Hall of Famer. Let's say hello to NFL insider Adam Schefter, live here in SportsCenter. And Adam, the Saints they've been waiting patiently for Brees to heal, of course, doing the right thing. But what else is going to factor into their decision about whether he will play Sunday against Kansas City?
Well, hello, Sage. I think this is about whether Drew Brees has the full range of motion, whether he feels close to 100%, and whether they can keep up with Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. Look, his health has been the big issue. The fact that they took him off the injured reserve list tells you that they are on the path to get him back. The big question is, can they do it in time for Sunday's game, or will it take another week, Christmas week, to get Drew Brees back? But when they activated him, that sent a signal that, yes, they're getting closer to getting Drew Brees back. And right now, I believe that's a question of whether he feels that strength of movement, that functionality that Sean Payton's referring to, and whether he feels like he can go out and not be inhibited in any way.
You know how much he's got to want to return, especially this Sunday against the defending Super Bowl champions. The other big quarterback question right now is in Washington regarding Alex Smith, because he did not practice again today. Alex Smith, you guys were at home recall, he removed himself from Washington's game against the Niners last week because of a strained calf. After taking over in Week 9 in Washington, Smith is 4-1, and he's led his team to first place in the NFC East. So, Adam, the 9-4 Seahawks are coming to Washington. How will head coach Ron Rivera handle things if Alex Smith ends up not practicing at all this week?
Yeah. Well, Sage, he said that Alex Smith is fully capable of not practicing all week long and then playing on Sunday. But there are many coaches that are comfortable doing that, having a player who doesn't practice at all and then thrusting him into the starting lineup. Now, we'll see whether Ron Rivera decides to do that. Alex Smith is certainly capable and can grasp the offense and knows what he needs to do. The whole question is whether they want to expose him after not practicing this week to that Seattle defense on Sunday, and whether they want to put him out there. Again, that'll be a decision that Ron Rivera makes. If he's uncomfortable, Dwayne Haskins will wind up starting. Would be a big opportunity for Dwayne Haskins to move his career in the right direction.
Yep, that's a 1 Eastern kick versus Seattle on Sunday in D.C. as the Washington football team is that much closer to making the postseason for just the second time in the last decade. Adam, thank you.
Thanks, Sage.
Still to come on SportsCenter, PTI's bonus topic on the potential college football playoff chaos. Tony and Mike discuss the